They will be right here, but we need to follow the chairman here. And this is on chair G. Bill, speak up. That's what we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Underneath that. Where's he?
Now you should say, now you say, now you should say.
Oh, wait. Right.
Well, you over here. You're here. They got the perfectly new free spots. You don't need that. You don't need.
Wait, so should there be a shift? No, that's right. I like that. All the new vendors, they were gonna put the whole thing, all, you know.
Yeah. But it's not. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's right. I can do it. Yeah, you're right. This is perfect. I don't know. This just came out.
Our side grows stronger. Look at those sweet things. That is something. Yeah. No, I didn't have it over the weekend. Well, actually, I'm done with this.
I might say anything.
Maybe have it yesterday.
You will remember.
You're what?
Oh, no, I just. No,
Here it is. Change. Like that. They have to go to radio. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have.
He does.
Okay. You want to line up?
That's what it is. Oh, true. Look at this. Last year they gave me a bra. I was like. So. Oh, that's. And right over and over and over. There's nine siblings. Should I? I like your stand.
Yes, thanks. I didn't get it. Oh.
It does, it does. I don't have it.
Yeah. All right, raise your hand.
I should.
Yeah.
Once you got.
I'm not gonna be. Oh, because I'm. Yeah. Like, she's recording the agenda.
Oh, yeah.
I would say.
That's all right.
I'm supposed to go.
Like, I was just doing it. They don't really teach you bad. It's right.
I know it's very expensive.
Ah.
Yeah, but then actually. I like this. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. I'm not a Yahoo.
Thank you. I now call this meeting to order at 5:06 PM. Chief Justice Alojo, can you read us some of the fights on today?
Right, Tigers fight.
We're now going to move to a roll call.
President Ali, Vice President Britton, Treasurer Allen, Chief of Staff Hurley, Deputy Chief of Staff Brantley, Director Edwards, Assistant Director Yaboya, Director Bryant, Assistant Director Lane, Director Matthews, Assistant Director Reese, Director Flui, Assistant Director Animation, Director Reyes, Assistant Director Paredes, Director Kasaka, Assistant Director Johnson, Director Bullock, Assistant Director Dalton, Director Chalkton, Assistant Director Njoya, Director Icard, Assistant Director Fitzgerald, Director Morgan, Assistant Director Young, Director Scott, Assistant Director Brown, Director Ifeji, Representative Hannah, Representative Ajapong, Representative Davis, Representative Andrew, Representative Guilford, Graphic Designer Lizane, Photographer Lahai, Videographer Gineja, President Pro Tempore Tasker, Government Operations Chair Kelly, Appropriations Chair Miller, Senator Atalogu, Senator Lawson,
Present.
Senator Scromo, Senator Rivera Forbes, Senator Apiakodua, Senator Farrell,
Present.
Senator Jonas,
Present.
Senator Williams, Senator Hastings, Senator Rhines, Chief Justice Olojo, Deputy Chief Justice Blondon, Associate Justice Breedlove, Associate Justice Ubam, Associate Justice Nikita.
We are now going to move in the approval of the minutes. Minutes are approved. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Senator Scromo?
A motion to amend the agenda to include resolution number 19.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Rhines. And the motion to amend the agenda has passed with an 11-0-0 vote. Motion, the agenda has been amended. Are there any public participation, student concerns? Hear none, see none. We're now going to move into communications, starting with advisors' remarks.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Benet. I am the Assistant Director for Campus Programming here at Towson University, standing in for Advisor Carolyn, with some updates regarding homecoming. 2 seconds, because I was getting ready, but I wasn't quite ready. I'm going to give you guys the schedule for homecoming and then the opportunities for students to participate. So homecoming is October 6th through the 11th, and October 6th will be the homecoming parade, stepping off at 6 p.m. from Newell Field to West Village Commons, but we'll start the parade and getting everybody checked in and started at around 5. And then we'll announce the homecoming court at that parade at West Village Commons. Tuesday is the homecoming talent show, which will take place down the hall in the ballrooms from 7 to 9 p.m. So that is one of the opportunities for students to participate. So if you have a talent, or you know somebody who does have a talent, or your student group has a talent that they would like to share, the application deadline has been extended to Friday, so they're able to sign up or submit their audition videos via Involved@TU until Friday. This Friday. Wednesday is breakfast for dinner in the ballrooms from 8 to 10 p.m. We'll have a cereal bar. It'll be a true pancake breakfast. It'll be decades themed, so there will be fun decades themed activities. I'm actually gonna have a blast. I don't know about you. Thursday is Dance the Madness at CQ Arena. Friday is the block party and old school challenge, and that'll take place from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Tiger Plaza, Towson Town Field, and Burdick Field. And then Saturday is the homecoming tailgate starting at 10 and then the gate. Yes. Somebody have a question?
Hi, really quick, can you,
What's your name?
oh, hi, sorry, my name is Matia. I'm the Director of Communications.
Hey, Matia.
Hi, what's your name? I'm sorry.
It's Erin Renee.
Erin Renee. Okay,
Thank you.
cool. And then my second question for you is for that Wednesday breakfast for dinner, what was that time again?
Breakfast for dinner on Wednesday is 8 to 10.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. So the opportunities for students to participate are walking, the student organizations are allowed to sign up to either walk in the parade, or individual students can walk in the parade. Departments can also sign up to walk in the parade. We'll have a banner contest, for a little prizey prize. And then the other opportunity to participate is performing in the talent show. So if you guys know anyone who's interested, or you as an individual are interested, please come out and support the royalty court and the homecoming parade, and then also your friends at the talent show. Any other questions? Great, that's it.
Appropriations Chairman.
Hello, everybody, and happy Tiger Tuesday. Appropriations Committee met today at 3:30 in the Student Senate Room. We reviewed the financial policy for student organizations and the marketing strategies that we are working towards to get the information out there to students. We are happy to report that some of the efforts that we have already been working on have been successful because we have already had student organizations reach out to get more information about these funds. So it's looking very optimistic, and I am happy and very excited to continue to update you guys. Are there any questions? With that, I yield.
Government Operations Committee.
All right, good evening, everybody. So the Government Operations Committee met last Friday at 4 p.m. We went over Resolution 16, and it was deemed favorable with amendments. And with that, I yield.
Youth Committee.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. All right, I have a lot of announcements today, so please just bear with me. On September 18th, the Rules Committee met to do an in-depth analysis of all of our governing documents. The committee reviewed Towson University Student Government Association's accountability and ethics, our constitutional bylaws, the SGA Constitution, and the Standing Rules of Order. We will be meeting again this week, September 25th, to vote on Senate Bill number 3 that will be placed on the floor today. So pay critical attention to that so that we can have proper discussion at that meeting. Second, I need all senators who are interested to sit in on the judicial branch for a meeting with student accountability and restorative practices on October 3rd at 1 p.m. If you are interested and available, please come see me directly after GA. If you have any conflicting interests that you have to leave for class or any other commitment after GA, please just hit me up in the group me or text me directly. It has to be today though, because I have to give it back to our Chief Justice. The entire Senate, along with Senate leadership and Vice President Britton, did meet on Friday, September 19th for our first Senate monthly meeting. It was a great success. We had cake, we played games. I had a great time. Hope you guys had a great time as well. And lastly, I just want to say, if you have not signed up for a one-on-one yet, that will be a direct conversation with me after GA, as your deadline was Friday, September 19th by 5 p.m. So if you did not get that in, please come see me. We will have to have a conversation. Thank you. And with that, I yield.
President Ali.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I just wanted to update everybody that we will begin planning for our fireside chats, which is a part of the 105th platform that we campaigned on. And we combined our platform with once we got into office. Fireside Chats is basically an event where we will be presenting what SGA has done as a body to the student body. We will be presenting the bills that senators have had on the floors. We will be presenting the initiatives and events that departments are working, have had, and are planning. If you would like to be a part of the planning process, please be on the lookout for an email going out this week. If you would like to present or speak more on the work that you have done and SGA throughout the first semester, please be on the lookout for an email from that as well. And if nobody has any questions, with that, I yield.
Treasurer Allen.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. All right, so the semester budget process is going to start, technically it started yesterday, but I'm gonna send the email out later today, so that means for student organizations, the budget process is officially up and rolling. So I'm not sure if all you know, but it is a 6-week process and it does require senators to sit on the budget committee as well. So I will eventually be having conversations with VP Britton and President Pro Tempore Tasker, just seeing who's interested in wanting to sit on the budget committee. I'm gonna ask you guys anyways, if you guys are explicitly interested in sitting on the budget committee, or if you guys just wanna know more about what the budget committee does, please feel free to ask me. Again, it is a 6-week process. It's gonna be very tedious, but obviously it's very rewarding. So if you guys are explicitly interested, let me know. If not, I'm gonna ask your liaisons for who's the best fit. Any questions? Perfect, with that I yield.
Attorney General Sonia.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Few things for me. It is week 5. There is no reason why I should be receiving an absence request 15 minutes from the start of the meeting. Whether it be pre-meeting, general assembly, rules committee, director meetings, one-on-ones, whatever the case may be, there's no reason why 15 minutes prior, even an hour prior, I should be receiving that absence request. Also, if you do communicate to me that you will be absent for something, I do specifically say this whenever you are coming to me, but please do submit an absence request as soon as possible. If not, in my records, it's just absent, and you don't need that. So yeah, please do communicate to me your emergency, fill out that absence request at your soonest convenience, or it's not officially excused. Also, you are able to reach out to me about anything, but let's please not abuse that system. There's no reason why you should be telling me about so-called emergency and it's 2 hours across town last minute. Like, we're gonna be tightening up on that as well. Let's also make sure that we are using the point of personal privilege for a GA. Raise your hand, get acknowledgement by the exec board. And then last but not least, last thing I wanted to say, we are looking for someone, if not someone, a crew of people to decorate the office for homecoming. So please do see me after GA for that or Chief of Staff Hurley. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Chief of Staff Hurley.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Reiterating what I've said in the past years, this Thursday during pre-meeting, we will be taking pictures. Wear your SJ polos that you were issued earlier in the semester. We will be meeting in the LA building at 5 p.m. So please be on time, if not early, so that we can begin on time. This may run longer than usual, so please be prepared for that and make arrangements as you need to. Again, as executive branch, as you begin planning and executing your events, please make sure you're referencing the PowerPoint that I sent for guidance. If you need extra assistance, feel free to reach out to me with any questions or concerns. If, again, reiterating, Attorney General Sonia, if you would like to help us decorate the office for homecoming, see me or her after GA, or message us to let us know that you would like to help. And then last announcement, make sure that you share access with Treasurer Allen, Advisor Carolyn, Janaya, myself, and Deputy Chief of Staff Brantley when you're submitting IES forms on your event forms. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Academic Affairs. Good Tuesday, everybody. No report. I read that I hear. Communications.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Just a couple of announcements. Right now, me and AD Lane are working on a student participation survey. So during the introductory part of GA. We'll be taking that on and reading some student concerns once we launch that beginning of October. We've been getting some emails about Chromebook loaners. So we're gonna try to work with the graphic design team to see if there's a way that we can communicate with the student body on another way to do that, because it's been flooding the email lately. And the last thing is the Information and Instructional Technology Committee Academic Senate Committee needs an SGA rep to join the conversations focused on the use of AI through the classroom. Also exploring copyright, student privacy in the age of AI, figuring out when written consent is required, and also holding faculty members accountable for when they utilize AI within their coursework. So if this is something that you guys are interested in participating in, I think they just need one representative. You can reach out to Brittany Ballard. It's BBALL. Yeah, BALLARD@towson.edu. Any questions? Yes.
Can you send out that information in an email after GA?
Yeah. And with that, I yield.
Department of Community Outreach.
Hi, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So with the blood drive thing tomorrow, if you signed up to volunteer, please make sure that you're sending me or my AD a picture of you there and making sure that you tell me which hours that you signed up for so I can give you your hours, and that goes for any community service from this point on, just to make sure. And I'll send a reminder again tomorrow before the blood drive. With that, I yield.
Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Hello, happy Tiger Tuesday, y'all. Me and Director Fleury have unfortunately had to move our date for our Loteria night. We've updated it to be for October 13th, 2025, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This is a collaboration we're doing with SIA, the sorority, Hispanic sorority on campus. And with that, I yield. Thank you.
Department of Governmental Affairs.
No report.
Department of Health and Wellness.
Hi, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So just to reiterate what community outreach spoke about. We have our blood drive happening tomorrow. So like she said, if you're volunteering, please be sure to show up. And they're also looking for donors, and they're giving out a $30 gift card for those that donate. So Amazon, yeah. So you guys should for sure donate. And with that, I yield.
No Campus Relations.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I just have like two really quick things to say, because like we had like an issue with communication, like with the email. So if you guys need like any help with like marketing materials, or like you have an idea and you need me or Assistant Director Dalton's help, email us directly so we can like see it in a timely manner and get to you guys. Because like I promise we're not ignoring you. It's just like we didn't see like initial stuff. So if you need any help, have any ideas, anything like that, just reach out to us and we'll take the proper steps to like make your ideas like come to fruition. And that's about it. So with that, I yield.
Department of Youth Student Development. Department of Special Projects.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. We are still looking for members to join the Friendsgiving and Holiday Bonding Committee. If you are interested, either email me or Director Igard, and with that, I yield.
Department of Student Organizations.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
So today was the first Tiger Board Tuesday, and went very well, so yay. And then we have a union open house happening October 14th. That is a mandatory event for all SGA members. More information will be coming out about that. So yeah, with that, I yield.
Department of Student Services and Affairs.
How you guys doing? Every third of the Friday of the month is street teams. By Friday, could you guys turn in the contract to get your sweatshirt? If you sign the contract and don't come to street team, the PDR will be given out. And with that, I give my time. Any questions? Question?
Just to clarify, you said the street team?
Yeah, the street team, it'll be every third Friday of the month. That's when we go around the union and ask students about how they feel about Towson, feedback.
Okay. I also have a question. Depending on when you sign the contract, like for me, example, I signed a contract last Friday, which was the third Friday of the month. Does that mean I will continue then on? Or does it like, when, when is it that it will count for me to get a PDR? Like, to get that Friday, though?
Okay, so you have to participate in one session every other month. This month in October won't really count because we haven't had a bunch of people sign the contracts yet. So PDRs will be issued if you don't participate in November or December. It restarts every 2 months.
Thank you.
Hi, so for the responses that you guys are gonna get from the students based off of this, where are you guys gonna hold that information, and will that be passed on to the director or like the communications team, or can it?
So all the responses will be sent to Chief of Staff Hurley. They will be emailed to her and she will I guess restate the emails and emails towards everybody so everybody knows what we should work on because students do have a lot of concerns.
Okay, hi, point of clarification here. The communications will be sent to Chief of Staff Hurley, but Chief of Staff Hurley will send them on to you because that coincides with the work that you're doing as well. And if it is easier for you guys to meet and share communications as well, just so student concerns are addressed publicly at public participation, that would be better as well. So it could be workshopped. Thank you.
Department of Sustainability.
No report.
First Gen Representative.
Good evening, everybody. So there is a program that is called Generation One. It provides scholarships and host events for first generation students. So you must be at least a sophomore. This program is a great way to access opportunities and resources. So if you are interested, they are located in Union Room 343. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. I will be keeping you all up to date with events that will be held in the future. That will be held in the future with that.
Returning sorority line representative.
No report.
Military veterans representative.
Hi guys, so just a reminder that we will be having our family versus vets game night tomorrow. I think it's gonna be from 6 to 8. So if you know any family members or veterans that you think would like to attend, please let them know. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I know.
Student disability representative.
Guys, unfortunately, no report.
URG representative.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Alright, so last Tuesday was our iHeart FO event and we had 500 plus people in attendance for that event, so that was one of our biggest numbers. We held our building council retreat this past Saturday. Vacancy applications will be going out soon regarding that. Our first GA is tonight in lecture hall room 238. The theme is URG survival guide, and our guest speakers will be Neil from HRL and NRHH talking about OTMs and how to do one. And our last thing is that this is our mascot DJ. He has a mission this year. He has to build a scrapbook. So he will be at events. His mission is to take pictures with different department orgs and just leaders across Towson. And if there aren't any questions, I yield.
Representative.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. So I was just gonna go over the events we have coming up for the month of October. And October 2nd, which is Thursday, we're gonna have Ball Flakes, which is from 6 to 10 p.m. We'll be showing Sinners, and there'll be student vendors there, bacon takes, free food, and it'll be a good time. October 3rd to the 4th, which is Friday to Saturday, is family weekend. We'll be assisting, and they'll be showing Lilo and Stitch. And on the 4th, which is Saturday, it'll be crab feast. So if you like crab or seafood, just come on out. And on the 22nd, we'll have our second GM meeting of October. And October 29th is Survive Towson. And then to wrap up the month, we'll have a Catholics doubleheader, which will be showing Final Destination Bloodlines and Weapons. So no questions, I yield.
Transfer Council Representative.
Hello, no report.
Transfer Council Representative.
Hello, so Friday, freshman council had their very first meeting and we discussed like roles, responsibilities and like expectations. And I wanted to say that I invited a few of them to come to the meeting today, just so they can get a feel for like what SGA does and like learn the different department. And we have our next meeting next Friday, and that's when we're going to discuss what roles we want to run for. And that's it.
Happy Second Tuesday, everybody. Sorry, I'm battling a sore throat. So per usual, if you guys are not going to use your agendas, slide them good in the back, please. I don't want any left over. Also, all the nameplates in those two things in the back, but please, the one closest to the door, the one that's wide open, that one, because I've been having to sort the two nameplates boxes in the last 2 weeks, and it gets really difficult. Other than that, like President Pro Tempore Tasker said, senators, if you don't sign up for a one-on-one, that is a PDR. And if you guys are already missing the deadlines, you're already on PDR watch for that. So I would recommend talking to her today, or else you're gonna see something email very soon. Friday 5 p.m. My fault. So if you don't see it by Friday 5 p.m., that's a PDR. Other than that, Administrative Assistant Richardson told me to give you guys some reminders. First of all, please do not go over 10 hours per week if you are paid. So that is 20 hours in a paid session. Please do not do that because you will not be paid for anything more than 20 hours, and we would like the amount of hours you work to reflect your pay. Also, please don't be trash in the office. I know we've had some people refer to us today about the amount of trash that's in the office, leaving stuff there overnight, Chick-fil-A bags, water bottles, stuff, yada, yada, yada. Please do not leave any of that because we will get mice again, and then we will have to watch them all be exterminated. And that is not pleasant for anybody. So please watch what you're doing to the office because it's a shared space and treat it like you would your own room. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. And so with that, I yield. Are there any opinions of the court?
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. No report. With that, I yield.
We will now move into a quorum call. Senators, please click yes on your clickers to indicate that you are here. All right, and with that, the quorum call has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. Are there any motions on the floor? Government Operations Chair Kelly.
Motion to review resolution 17.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Piakoto. All right, and with that, the motion to review Senate Resolution number 17 has passed. May Rain Rivera Forbes please come up to the front to present your case for Assistant Director for Sustainability.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. My name is Rain Rivera Forbes. I am a sophomore law and American Civilization major and political science double major here at Towson University. I also was previously a part of the administration as a senator. I know this might look a little like, what's going on here, Rain? As you all know in my presentation recently, I am student regent. And with student regent comes great responsibilities, not to quote Uncle Ben, but it is pretty big responsibilities. And I want to make sure I create a healthy balance while I am serving in the SGA and also create a healthy balance in my personal life where I can do as much as I want to really for the Student Government Association. So that's my biggest reason of switching branches. I do love sustainability. I actually have worked on sustainable projects with the previous director of sustainability in the last administration. So this won't be too much of a big change for me, just really taking a step back so I can focus on Regent and also give 100% to SGA.
Are there any questions on the floor? And before I take questions, I will just ask you one myself. Considering you were the past appropriations chair, I know you've done a lot of work with sustainability and things like that and initiatives on campus. Can you share with some of our new members things in the appropriations committee that you did last year that really helped the administration?
Of course. So for the 104th administration, I will say the biggest thing we accomplished and something that Appropriations Committee Chair Miller's working on is rewriting our FPSO, specifically our grants. And for our sustainability fund, which is a fund that students are able to receive on campus and organizations when they do want to have sustainable events, we ended up rewriting that just to add in some updated language and ensure that it was also consumable for students too, because again, in the past, things weren't working out. So that was my first step in really taking a step forward and seeing what sustainable opportunities we have here at Towson and pushing that out towards students. And also in my working with the Director of Sustainability, there was a block showcase that was being planned last school year. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to come into fruition, but that is something that I'm looking to work with Director Feji on, and we've actually talked a bit already, not putting myself out there, y'all, I promise. I know like I still have to get voted in, but I did want to talk to her just to see where her head was. And in that, it would essentially be an opportunity for students to literally be at a block showcase that's about all different sustainable activities. So this is like raffle prizes of different sustainable items. It also is like bracelet making kits, but it's all reusable. It's all just sustainable. Everything's sustainable essentially. And that's something I'm definitely looking to do in the spring with obviously Director Feji and events that Director Feji has coming up as well and planning. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? All right, and with that, I'm going to ask you to step out while we deliberate. Thank you. Is there anyone who would like to speak on Rain Rivera Forbes' behalf? Vice President Burton.
Hello, everybody. So obviously I'm sad Rain is leaving our branch. I loved having Senator Rivera Forbes around. She was Senate leadership before any of us here. She was doing it longer than all of us, but I do love to see that she's trying to take the changes that she put into policy last year and put them into practice. And I think that's a very valuable thing for the legislative branch to see the ideas that we set up on paper become things that are seen in reality. And so, of course, I want Rain to be able to pursue that in the executive branch. And I think that the executive branch is gaining a great asset. And also the legislative branch is gaining a great asset in and of itself because we're seeing our ideas be moved forward. So thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak on Rain's behalf? I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Feji. Senator Rines.
I yield my time to Director Feji.
Thank you, Senator Rines. Director Feji.
Hi, everyone. So, me and Rain have been texting, And I just want you all to know that she is very passionate about sustainability. Just like me, last year I was 80 for a different branch. And I was still able to work with her to see different things. So you should definitely consider her being my 80 because I would love to have her. Thank you.
Are there any others that would like to speak on Rain's behalf? All right, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Ryan?
I motion to I motion to call the question resolution number 17.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
We will now be moving into a call to question on Senate Resolution number 17. The call to question on Senate Resolution number 17 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. We will now move into a vote. And with that, Senate Resolution number 17 has passed with a vote of 10-0-1. May someone please bring, sorry, y'all. May someone please bring Assistant Director Rain Rivera Forbes into the room. Hold your applause until she enters.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully serve
that I will faithfully serve
the students of Towson University,
the students of Towson University,
execute all of the duties
execute all of the duties
and responsibilities
and responsibilities
of this position,
and
strive to achieve
strive to achieve
the high level of expectation
the high level of expectation
that accompanies a position
that accompanies a position
within the Student Government Association
within the Student Government Association
of Towson University.
of Towson University.
I will preserve, protect, and defend
I will preserve, protect, defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and all other governing documents
and all other governing documents
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
of Towson University
of Towson University
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Scarma?
Motion to review resolution number 18.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Ryan. And with that, the motion to review Senate Resolution number 18 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May Nancy Expo please come to the floor to present your case for parliamentarian.
Hi, my name is Nancy Ekpo. I'm a junior and I'm an English major, political science minor. One of the main reasons why I want to be in the SGA in general is because I feel like the SGA has a very unique position and not only on campus, but just in general, and as like a way to project student voices and like in a way that no other organization really does. It's unique in that way. And I think that as parliamentarian, I can serve as someone that like is able to aid the very important processes that are happening in the SGA. I'm acting as someone that like makes sure that meetings run smoothly, things are getting like done the way they're supposed to. Enforcing the standing rules of order in a way that like makes sure that like the important work that STA does is being done. And that is one of the main reasons why I want to be not only a part of the SGA, but also be parliamentarian.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the floor? President Ali.
Hi, happy Tiger Tuesday.
Hi, happy Tiger Tuesday.
The parliamentarian role is a pretty frankly new role. It's one of the things that Vice President Britton was very passionate on working on in his previous position as President Pro Tempore. And it's something that has, it's never been done before. So it's a lot of weight on your shoulder, not to scare you or anything of that nature. But my question is, in a role that is frankly pretty new, how do you plan to build out the role to help not only the e-board make sure that GA runs smoothly, but to also help newcomers, the Senate, better understand Robert's Rules of Order? That's my first part of my question. And then my second question is, how do you plan to, if in the opportunity that something overstep were to arise, or the role would to have interjected with somebody else's role, how do you plan to navigate that as well?
I think that's a great question. I'll answer the first part of your question first. With it being such a new, I don't know if I should talk this close. With it being such a new role, I think that almost has benefits. It has a lot of benefits. I mean, I get to build up this role in a way that it like not only suits me, but suits our administration, suits the student body, and like what I can do to help the SJ run as smoothly as possible. I think that what I would do to build out, I think I would not only listen to the people around me, people who have been doing this longer than I have, but also, you know, add my own touches to make sure that I'm able to do the role in the way not only suits me best, but suits our very, like, because I mean, every administration is different, the needs of our administration best. So sorry, can you repeat the second part of your question?
In the case that your role interacted with other people's roles and there might have been confusion of how your role interacts with them, or problems in your new role, because this is very new to us, so you basically be reteaching or teaching the current board how your role interacts with our board. And if the problem were to arise, how would you navigate that?
How would I navigate that? I think that not only would I work with the person or the community that like, you know, has that confusion, but I would also, because I guess the parliamentarian role and what I do is, it's almost very set, and I would use what I already know about the role. So like establishing the standing rules of order, but in a way that fits the parliamentarian role. I would use that in order to help those around me. I think that what that would look like for in a like a practical application would most likely be meeting with them, talking through how I can help them as parliamentarian, what that looks like, what like a very successful parliamentarian looks like for them, and like the present sets. I think that's what I would be doing.
Are there
Any other questions? Attorney General Son.
Hello, hi. I'm guessing since you did apply for this role, you are knowledgeable with Robert's Rules of Order. Are you by chance familiar with our Constitution, bylaws, governing documents, and how would you, as parliamentarian, keep current knowledge of the ever so changing systems that we use in our governing documents and etc.?
That's a great question. The way that I was thinking of doing that, and this may not be efficient, I mean like a cost efficient way, but I was thinking of every time it's changed, I have like printed versions of the document that I'm able to review. I'm an English major, so reading like lengthy documents isn't like something very new to me. Going through that, especially for an organization like this, like it's worth it going through that and making sure that I'm updated for what I need to know. My job is to kind of be like an overseer, so I would make sure I take those steps that are appropriate to do that.
The last phrase of what you said really stuck out to me when you said overseer, so it kind of brings a question into my mind, considering that you're gonna be really in charge of our Robert's Rules of Order and our standing governments and our documents. I think it's really vital that if you do have time and if you are elected, you also sit in on Senate meetings so that you're able to see how appropriations and rules and government operations are, just handled and how senators interact with each other, especially how Vice President Britton interacts with our Senate and how Treasurer Allen will interact when the budget allocation process starts. But my main question for you is, since you will kind of be our checks and balances sitting up here with us, how would you respectfully coordinate with those when you do have to, let's say, check myself as President Pro Tempore or check one of our E-Board members just in a respectful way to foster a community upbringing, but to still have respect and organization and SGA?
I think that unless it's a very, maybe like, I don't want to use this word, but like out of pocket like statement, I wouldn't like completely like cut that person off immediately. Instead, I would like, after what they have to say is said, I would say, can we get back to what we were doing or getting back on track? I think that there's a very thin line with between being able to put people on track in a way that's respectful and a way that's not. And I think that checking or cutting someone off almost immediately can have adverse effects. As parliamentarian, I want to make sure that we're staying on track, but I also want to make sure that people are being heard. I think that I definitely would, like, obviously, if we're like running out of time, cut through, but I do want to make sure people are still being heard. Maybe like if it comes down to it, can you discuss this with me? I'll let them know. Like after the meeting or even during the meeting, like letting them say that, but then after being like, let's hold this for later.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on the floor? I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Fleury. Senator Anzalova.
Okay, I use my time to Senate, sorry, Director Fleury.
Hi, I was just curious if you have had a position or a job like this before. Do you have any experience?
So that's a great question. I'm actually a CCM on campus, so I'm pretty used to like not only interpreting rules, but also making sure that people are staying on track and keeping like track of what they're doing. So being an overseer in that way is pretty clear to me.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions on the floor? All right, thank you so much. May you step out while we deliberate? All right, would anyone like to speak on her behalf? Vice President Britton.
So when I interviewed Nancy, so obviously former Vice President Sani and I, along with President Pro Tempore Tasker, had created this role, last year. And so it became with a lot of time of trying to figure out what the role is. And we kind of settled on an idea that we had for the role. And we were interviewing Nancy. One of the first sentences she ever said is she's like, wait, well, I'm criminal operations chair, but she said, I'm ready to be the referee. And I'm ready to interpret the documents. And that's something immediately I was like, she understands the spirit of what exactly this role is supposed to be to us. SB is someone that's going to keep us on track and make sure that the rules are being followed. And someone that we can lean on whenever we are having trouble interpreting the documents ourselves. And she knew all that without me even having to really explain the role. She came in ready about the role and was exactly what we had envisioned when we had written it last year. So thank you.
Deputy Chief of Staff Britton.
I definitely just advocate for Nancy. I worked with her last year. She was a fellow CCA and then she became CCM. I would say she's very good at managing and understanding the different levels of management, being able to be a leader, but also being able to be a student in the way of always learning and growing in her position. And I think she'll be great in this position as well. Thank you.
Appropriations Chair Miller.
I would also like to echo the sentiments that Vice President Brinton was, saying. Government, sorry. He and President Pro Tem Tasker, along with former Vice President Sani, wrote the bill. I also was a big advocate of the bill, bringing research to the committee when it was being discussed. And what really stuck out to me was her saying that as parliamentarian, she wants to ensure that our processes run smoothly because we do a lot here. And it's something that the Senate could really use, even if we all do understand the rules of order, which we do pretty well. If there are ever questions, she's someone that would be right there, be knowledgeable about it, to be able to answer it. She seems like she would be wonderful for that.
President Ali.
I would like to echo the sentiments that everybody shared today about Nancy. I remember, when Vice President Britton brought up the parliamentarian role last year, and I'm being very excited to see what a new role could do in SGA and how it could further structure us. I think another thing that can be considered is the fact that we ran on accountability. And I think that Nancy standing up here explained perfectly how I think accountability should be held. It shouldn't be held in a sense where people get cut off or people aren't allowed to speak, but they are pulled to the side later and checked on the things that may have not been in order of Robert's Rules of Order. I think that she has, from what I've seen from her standing here now, I think she has a very compassionate attitude towards the way she wants to go about being parliamentarian, and I think that will be very helpful for SGA, the 105th administration in totality.
All right, thank you all for speaking on her behalf. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Ryan.
Call to question resolution number 18.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Skroma. We will now be moving into a call to question on Senate Resolution 18. And with that, the call to question on resolution number 18 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. We'll be now moving into a vote. And with that, Senate Resolution number 18 has. And with that, Senate Resolution number 18 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. Can someone please bring Nancy back into the room? Hold your applause until she enters.
All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University, execute all of the duties and responsibilities of this position, and strive to achieve the high level of expectation that accompanies the position within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I'll preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and all other governing documents of the Student Government Association of Towson University to the best of my ability. All right, congratulations.
Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Lawson. Motion to review resolution number 19. Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Farrell. And with that, the call to question on Senate Resolution number 19 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May we please have Sade Williams come to the floor, as well as Camille Billy. Camille Billy back to you. All right, you both may present your case for why you want to be a senator in SGA.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Camille Billy Echo. I am a junior information technology major. And the main reason I want to be in SGA is because I see that there's kind of a disparity in my college, specifically for the STEM majors. I see that a lot of the other departments have better resources for their students. But for us, specifically me, I've experienced this too, where like advising there's an issue, or the advisors, in my opinion, aren't equipped with the experience in the field and as compared to other colleges. So I want to be kind of a voice and, advocate for that. And that's my main reason.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sade Williams. I'm a double major in international studies and political science with a minor in women and gender studies here at Towson. And I would love to be a senator for the College of Liberal Arts because I feel like it's such a broad college with so many people who have so much access. But I would love to be a voice that brings all of those voices together and truly like advocate for them in a way that addresses all of their needs. So yeah, that's why I'd like to be so.
Thank you both for presenting your case. Do we have questions on the floor for our two prospective senators? Senator Skirma?
What, if any, are your specific initiatives that you plan to, I guess, introduce into SGA?
Some initiatives that I personally would like to bring forward would be like open caucuses, I guess, that bring up a platform for people to address their specific needs, I think, as well as raise concerns. I think that's something that I've heard a lot of demand for that I'd love to bring forward here as well.
I think the first thing I would start with would be maybe like a paneling event with people in STEM related fields, either in higher or lower positions, doesn't matter, just people that can kind of share how they got to their positions, the students, and give us like the ins and how to get to where we want to be.
Thank you so much for your answers. Do we have any other questions on the floor, Senator Ryan?
I have two questions. Is that okay?
That's fine.
The first one is for Sade. What's your classification?
I'm a junior.
Okay, great. And now this next question is for the both of you. Can you both state a fun fact about yourself?
Fun fact, I have a guinea pig named Greg.
Fun fact is I can sew. It's not that fun, but yeah.
All right, I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Assistant Director. Senator Oslo.
Okay, I use my time to Senate, Assistant Director Lane.
Camille, how do you spell your last name?
BILLY-EKO, Billy Echo.
Are there any other questions on the floor? I recommend a member of the Senate yield their time to Assistant Director Yavola. Appropriations Chair Miller.
I yield my time to Assistant Director Yeboah.
So my question to each of you, what are some of your experiences you have that you can bring to the table in SGA?
Some of my experiences, what I do right now with the Student Activities Office, where I work on the marketing team, but luckily with like the nature of the job, it's a lot of like communication with the student body. So just by nature of that, I get to interact a lot with the student body and hear their opinions about what's going on in campus and how they feel as though they belong or not. And I think that's actually really giving me insight that I would have otherwise not have had. So I think that experience is really like.
I've gotten a lot of insight working as a CCA on campus. Just interacting with other students in my field and hearing their concerns has given me also the courage to go for this position, so.
Are there any final questions on the floor? All right, we'll kindly ask both of you all to step out while we deliberate. Thank you. Would anyone like to speak on Camille's behalf? President Ali.
Hi, I would like to speak on Camille's behalf. I have heard from a multitude of students that the College of Science and Mathematics, sorry, that their advisors are not equipped to help them through their 4-year experience here at Towson University, that their advisors often push them to the side or they miss meetings, they cancel meetings and things of that nature. And I think that it's very daunting to hear that a college is in such shambles when it comes to your next steps and picking your next classes and picking the right things to do for you. So I think to have a senator whose main focus is to help those students have a better and easier process with their advisors, whether that be, like she said, through the panels, or whether that be through calling the advisors to be more held to a higher standard of accountability. I think that's very important that the SGA adopts that, because we have a population of students who are not being properly attended to and who are not getting the resources that Towson University has set in stone to provide for them.
Thank you, President Ali. Do we have anyone who would like to speak on the behalf of Sade? Anyone who would like to speak on behalf of Camille? Senator Ryan.
To the Senate, I really do urge you guys to vote to confirm Camille today to the Senate. Now, I don't know how much time she has spent in the office, but she's actually in the office just as much as I am, gaining knowledge and understanding. She's asked me since I've been in the Senate so many questions about what do you do in the Senate, what stuff do you guys do, what's important, and just learning before I even knew that she was going for the role. So I think that type of curiosity, gaining knowledge to what you plan to do is so important, and that's nasty. It's exactly what we need. Also, she's stated her passion as to why she wants to be in the Senate, which is representing the Fisher College of Mathematics and Science, and talking about the issues and problems. And she spent time and time talking to me about them and kind of teaching me about them. And I think that we could all learn a thing or two about the happenings in that college, and just gain a little bit better understanding to better represent the student body and that specific demographic of students. Thank you.
I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Matthews. Senator Ryan.
I yield my time to Director Matthews.
I just want to say, I think Camille's a great fit. I think the idea of her having the panel was a really great idea, especially because if you're in College of Health Professions, you know that there's always opportunities for panels of people coming in for your type of major, whether you are public health or pre-med, there's always someone coming in talking about their experience, with also knowing somebody who had to transfer to another school due to Bishop Math and Science. Yeah, not getting advisors with the correct experience and them not getting any attention as much as other majors do here. I think it's really important, and I like how she brought up that the advisors just don't have the experience.
All right, this will be the final person speaking on behalf of Appropriations Chair Miller.
I actually would like to speak on the behalf of both Sade and Camille. I actually have the unique perspective of that I am a student of the Fisher College of Science, Mathematics, and the College of Liberal Arts. I'm a dual major. And I think they both brought up issues that are very real that the students face in both of those colleges. There has been an issues with the advisor, for STEM advisors, and there is a lot of diverse perspectives in the College of Liberal Arts that aren't always, seen because it's kind of like the big lumped together college. And I think that the perspectives that both of them bring to the floor on those colleges, they will be really passionate in what they do.
Thank you. Are there any motions on the floor? Appropriations Chair Miller.
I'd like to call to question Senate Resolution number 19.
Are there any seconds?
Second.
Thank you, Senator Williams. We will now be moving into a call to question on Senate Resolution number 19. And with that, the call to question on Senate Resolution number 19 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. We will now be moving into a vote. And with that, Senate Resolution number 19 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May you please invite them both back into the room. Hold your applause until they enter.
All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. All right. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University, execute all of the duties and responsibilities of this position, and strive to achieve the high level of expectation that accompanies a position within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I'll preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, all of the governing documents of the Student Government Association, Towson University, to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Scarmo.
Motion to review resolution number 16.
Are there any seconds?
A second.
Thank you, Senator Ryan. And with that, the motion to review Senate Resolution number 16 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May Government Operations Chair Kelly and Senator Scarmo please come present Senate Resolution number 16 to the floor.
Good evening, everybody, and happy Tiger Tuesday. So just as a refresher for my resolution, I am asking specifically the Director of Parking and Transportation for a one-time warning system per academic semester for students that violate their first offense of a parking violation.
Are there any questions on the floor? Appropriations Chair Miller.
I just would like to clarify because it's for each semester. Does this also then include, winter and summer semesters?
I want to say no, because I haven't looked into those mini semesters.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? Senator Hastings.
Hi, so I do think this is great policy, and I would just like to ask, is there a means of holding parking enforcement accountable for, actually issuing warnings instead of citations? Like, would there be a body, like a body in SGA that could audit the parking enforcement?
Can you elaborate? I don't understand your question.
Sure, yeah. Just looking at like what you quoted, the director of parking enforcement, Pamela Mooney, said that they would prefer not to ticket them. And then you also give the figure that, they only issued 78 warnings last year of the 25,000 citations. So there's already incongruence with what Pamela Mooney said, that they prefer not to give citations. So I would just like to know that if you had some sort of plan to audit what the parking enforcement does to make sure that they're true to what they say.
So there's no way, so what you're asking is like if we're going to be monitoring that, like if they're true to their word, is that what you mean?
Correct.
So there's no way for us as individuals, I feel, to be able to monitor something like that, especially because it's like an entire department and, as like an individual student, but as like an organization, SGA, I don't think there'd be any way to monitor that, but with how easy it is to collect data on where the citations are going and where the warnings are going, I feel like utilizing the resource of data collection and requesting data, because that is public information. Utilizing that definitely, if this gets put into place, would help us monitor it in a way.
Okay, thank you.
President Ali.
Point of information and also maybe an idea. I do think, I understand where you're coming from when you say there's no way for us as an organization to monitor it, but I do think there's a way for us as an organization to hold them accountable. And I think that's what Kyle's asking more so, is if there's going to be check-ins to where we're making sure that we're holding the Department of Transportation accountable on issuing out the warnings instead of ticketing people.
Thank you.
Senator Farrell.
So let's say someone didn't get a warning, is there a way for them to appeal in saying that, oh, this specifically says that I get a warning each semester? Is there a way that a student could appeal a parking pass?
Well, they only get a warning on their first offense, so do you mean like if they get a citation for their first offense?
Yeah, if they get a citation, but in reality, they should have got a warning, is there an appeals process?
I feel like they could utilize the appeals process that's already there.
Okay.
If the warnings are actually put into place.
Okay.
Senator Piacotto.
All right, so I just want to say that I think this is a great piece of legislation. And I believe that during the GovOps meeting, the senators that are part of the committee and those who also sat in were a part of the process and had a first hand experience to see how we dissected this piece of legislation. And I believe that this outright serves the interest of all students here on campus, simply due to the fact that we received numerous complaints from students about the enormous amounts that they've had to pay for tickets over their time here on Towson's campus. And so I believe that this piece of legislation would help to relieve our students of the financial burden that they've had with this system that we have in place. And so if it's permitted, I'd implore the House to, give this piece of legislation a chance on the floor and pass it. Thank you.
President Ali.
I love this piece of legislation. I got a warning the other day because my tag wasn't visible. It's not my fault though. I think that this is very important that students do have the notifications getting sent straight to their phone. And I do think that this piece of legislation is very integral to allowing students to not have to spend out of pocket $150 on tickets in general. However, I do think that some of the things that are being asked, like if they're being held accountable, whether or not students are going to be given a process of appealing if they got a citation on the first instance, do need to be workshopped into the legislation, because at this moment where we're holding transportation accountable for relieving students of their burdens, we should also be holding them accountable for the times in which they do misstep or they do punish a student for something that could have been a warning or something of that nature.
Appropriations Chair Miller, and if you also feel comfortable, do you mind sharing the story of your parking situation that you shared with government operations on Friday? Thank you.
So to President Ali's point, I do see where that is coming from. I also do think that since this is a policy that is not in place, it's not something that we can write into the legislation yet, what would happen if they misstepped. Considering that we cannot foresee any violations that may occur. I think it's also important to note that once this is sent to the parking department, it is up to them what they wish to do with our resolution. So the policies that they then put in place will be up to them with the consideration of our wishes. And as for my story regarding parking, the parking incident, a relative of mine was visiting on campus because my car was having issues and it had to be serviced in the Towson Town garage itself. I told my relative where to park in visitor parking, but they had simply, like, they wanted to be near my car, so they parked in a student parking place, even though I had told them to park in the visited parking. They ended up getting a ticket, and it was put on my account despite their vehicle not being on my parking pass, because they ran my relative's plates, saw that we had the same last name and same home address, and then added the ticket to my student account despite it being their violation. And when I contacted the parking department, there was no appeal process and nothing to be done. It was $100 fine that was for an offense that was not even my own. So that was the story I shared in government operations regarding this bill. And had that been a warning, I would have been much happier.
Thank you for sharing that. Are there any other questions on the floor or comments? Senator Ryan?
Yeah, I first and foremost would like to applaud you both. I think this is super great and definitely does serve the needs of the student body well. It's something that is constantly heard across campus, which is the parking tickets. I would like to jump a little bit on actually Senator Farrell's question, where he mentions the appeals process. Is there any idea in just how a student had this resolution being passed? The student would be able to cite this resolution directly in the appeals process and saying why they should receive a citation their first time, but instead of warning.
So what you're asking, just to clarify, if they would be able to cite this in the appeals process?
Yes, well, I'm sorry, and I forgot the second part. That was a two-parter. If this specifically would be published maybe a little bit louder, since this is a concern that, you know, the SGA directly receives, with this legislation be, publicized, just so students know, and they go through the appeals process, I'm certain, a little bit more than they read the SGA resolutions, to maybe say like, hey, this is a resource you can cite or something.
Yeah, I mean, as I've heard, during my time at SGA, they are currently working on publicizing our legislation for the 105th administration. So hypothetically, a student applying for an appeal in that situation, again, for that kind of situation, we can't foresee it, as Appropriations Chair Miller stated before. But definitely, if there were a hypothetical situation, they definitely could cite this resolution in their appeal.
All right, thank you so much. We will now close the question and comment forum. Are there any motions on the floor? Appropriations Chair Miller.
I actually wanted to provide a point of information.
Sorry, we are closed with those. Appropriations Chair Miller, go ahead.
It was actually regarding the questions that people were asking regarding, if students could cite this resolution. They would not be able to because it still needs to be sent to the parking department for them to implement into their own policies. So this is a request we are making of the parking department. It is up to the parking department to hear our request and actually act on it. So this would not, we cannot make changes to the policies of the parking department. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But we cannot make policy changes to departments of Towson University. We can urge them to review their policies and change it, and they will have to look at this and talk about this. And hear our voices and change it. But this is not a direct institution policy change. It gets sent to the departments.
Senator Scrummy, you can reply, but please keep it brief as we have one more bill to review and we're short on time.
Appropriations Chair Miller, you are definitely correct in that it needs to be, accepted almost, by the department, but, the answer that I had for Senator Rhines was only in a hypothetical scenario, if that makes sense. That if it does get accepted by the department. I just wanted to clarify.
Appropriations Chair Miller.
Yes, thank you. I understood the hypothetical. I just also wanted to clarify because it seemed like there were a lot of questions going around as if this would be a policy change immediately while it still has to be reviewed. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear. Thank you.
Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Hastings?
Call to question, resolution 16.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Farrell. We will now move into a call to question on Senate Resolution number 16. And with that, the call to question on Senate Resolution number 16 is passed with a vote of 11-0-0. We will now move into a vote. And with that, the vote on Senate Resolution number 16 is passed with a vote of 11-0-0. Congratulations, Senator Scrummy, on Government Operations Chair. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Williams?
Motion to acquire Senate Bill 3.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Hastings. And with that, the motion to inquire Senate Bill number 3 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. Considering that I am one of the bill writers, may Government Operations Chair Kelly come to the front, and Senator Hastings, may you join me at the front, please.
All right, good evening. Happy Tiger Tuesday. So for context, the SGA Senate only represents 6 of 7 colleges on the Towson campus. And so Senate Bill 3 proposes adding 4 senators to represent the Honors College, which is the only college that is currently absent from the Senate.
All right, are there any technical, non-debatable questions? Senator Rhines?
I'll keep it brief. Congratulations, super great. What inspired this? Like, what inspired you were looking through the bylaws? What inspired this?
Well, I simply noticed that of the 7 colleges, the only college that was not represented here at Towson in the Senate was the Honors College. And I thought that there are valuable perspectives that could come from students that are in the Honors College that would not be voiced with the absence that is currently here.
Any other questions? Seeing none, hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Government Operations Chair Kelly. Are there any announcements? President Ali?
Hi guys, we're gonna do member of the week. Trying to remember if I do drum roll first or if I explain who they are first. Drum roll, then explain. Okay, can I get a drum roll, please? I'm sorry. This member of the week is very integral to the way SGA works. They have been somebody who joined SGA last year, but caught onto the ropes and the way that SGA works very fast and very quickly. There's somebody that you guys see around the office often, somebody that you guys go up to if you need a question, somebody willing to give a nice smile and a warm welcome at all time. And this member of the week is going to be our Deputy Chief of Staff, Elijah Brandon.
Okay, I have a quick announcement. I have a quick announcement for the senators, just to state what I said earlier. If you are interested in being on the SARP committee on October 3rd with the judicial branch, please come up to me afterwards. And if you did not sign up for your one-on-one, please come up to me afterwards as well. Vice President Brennan.
Another Senate announcement, just so you guys know, so for budget hearings, I'm gonna be sending out an interest poll soon. We already have some of you flagged based on your schedules, so, you know, we need 5 senators for that. I'll be sending out an interest, and if you're interested, we're gonna try and make it work. Being in budget hearings would be, our budget committee would be a large committee, because you have to be at the FAC meetings. Budget hearings, be available for budget deliberations as well. But anyways, we are gonna be sending it out tonight, and we're flagging your schedules, so if you're interested, let me know. All right, thank you.
Chief of Staff Hurley.
Quickly, final reminder, pre-meeting, come with your SGA polos, 5 p.m. meeting in LA. Thank you.
And with that, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Lawson? Motion to adjourn. Any second?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Farrell. The vote to adjourn has passed with the vote of 11-0-0. We are now adjourned. Have a good one.
Senators, please return your clickers. Senators, please return your clickers. And if you're new to my branch, please talk to me afterwards.